Where does one even begin when talking about everything, everywhere, all at once? So as you see in the trailer, it is a multi-dimensional kung fu movie where Michelle Yeoh discovers that there are multiple dimensions, and she, through a fairly fun way, can have access to the skills of different people, different versions of herself in those different universes. And that is really just scratching the surface of it. You would have seen in the trailer that it's directed by the Daniels, who are the directing duo responsible for Swiss Army Man. Everything Everywhere All at Once is so ambitious and so audacious and so ridiculous and so endearing. It boggles my mind that it even can exist, that something this sincere and this over the top can be a thing that exists in the universe that we live in right now. When I did see this film at TIFF Sunday morning before the Oscars, the person presenting it, Norm Wilner, he referred to it and he said this to the directors, and they seemed to agree with them that Everything Everywhere All at Once is like The Matrix but made with pipe cleaners. This kind of idea that there are other worlds and threats in those other worlds that can come to you, but it's, made with pipe cleaners, which kind of speaks to a DIY aesthetic. The economy of this film is actually pretty great. And when I say economy of it, I mean like how they were actually able to shoot something this complicated on what I can only imagine was a much lower budget. It's kind of a love letter to Michelle Yeoh's career. It makes references to even filmmaking styles. It makes references to Wong Kar-wai films, specifically how he shoots some of his films, going back to like Chungking Express and things like this. There's just something so endearing about this film. The way that the directors approach the material, the way that everyone in the cast buys into it, and how it becomes a meditation on nihilism, on what is the meaning of existence, what is the meaning of life, what can we say about all of those times when we thought we were going to take on a new hobby and that didn't pan out, and we always thought to ourselves, well, what if I try this a little bit longer or a little bit harder at it? What would my life look like now? And all of those themes are approached in this larger sort of chocolate shell of Kung Fu awesomeness, which Dory rightly in the chat pointed out is on the same level as John Wick. In fact, I think it's better than, I think the Kung Fu and the fighting in this film is better than John Wick, for sure. I think I'd say that it's on the same level as the first Matrix film. Occasionally on Letterboxd, I will give a movie a review and I'll just say, holy shit. And this movie got a holy shit review. I started to think about it a little bit over the weekend, like what does a film need to do in order to earn a holy shit from me? And it is a film that I think is audacious, that is difficult, that is doing something that you've really just never seen before and manages to nail it. I think the only thing that I would say about it is that they over-explain the premise a little bit too much during the film, and I know that is there so that people can sort of keep up with the story, because it does get a little bit complicated. There are a lot of mechanics in play in terms of the plot and how everything within the plot functions and how they relate to each other. But I think that when you start rewatching this film over and over again, the over explanation of how things work, of how the mechanics of the story work, will start to become a little boring and a little bit tiresome. But for people who are watching it first time through, I think you're going to have a great time. It doesn't limited release right now. It's going to be in wide release on April 8th, I believe. And it's a film that you must absolutely go see. It's a film that you must absolutely go watch. It is incredible.